Imagine waking up tomorrow, reaching into your pocket, and every dollar bill is gone. Not just yours, everyone. No 20s in wallets, no singles in cash registers, no tips in jars. Cash is just gone, forever. Day one feels weird, more than scary. Most people in America already use cards, phones, and apps. So at first it looks like life can keep moving. You tap your phone for coffee, swipe your card for gas, order food, pay online, same as usual. Then the holes start showing up. The first problem is small everyday stuff. The kid selling lemonade is out. The flea market guy who only takes cash is stuck. The food truck whose card reader acts up is now one bad connection away from making zero that day. By the end of day one, every cash-only business in America is basically in emergency mode. Some adapt fast, some don't. Then there are people outside the system. Elderly people, people without bank accounts, people paid in cash. Millions rely on cash as their main tool for living. They get hit first. That's when it becomes a state-level problem. Governments would react fast. Cities open help centers. Banks rush to get basic accounts and cards into people's hands. Because if cash is gone forever, millions can't just be left out. Now the economy starts feeling it. Because cash is also backup. It works when the internet is down. Take it away. And every payment depends on systems working perfectly. So month one becomes a stress test. A normal outage used to be annoying. Now it becomes a local economic freeze. If card systems go down for 2 hours, people can't buy, stores can't sell, everything stops. So businesses respond. They upgrade systems, get better internet, better hardware. Big chains can handle that. Small businesses feel it a lot more. By month two, crime changes shape too. Street robbery becomes less rewarding if nobody carries bills. A cashier cannot hand over money from a register if the register has no money. That sounds like a win, and in some ways it is. But fraud, hacking, and payment scams would shoot up in importance. The criminal who used to snatch a wallet now wants your phone, banking app, or email login. That also means banks and payment companies gain even more power than they already have. Because if cash is gone forever, you cannot step outside the digital system anymore. A lot of Americans would start asking an ugly question. If every payment is digital, then who really controls access to money? Your bank? The government? People who never cared about payment systems would suddenly care a lot, because cash had one big feature people forget about until it is gone: freedom to transact without asking a machine for permission. Try paying for something your bank flags as suspicious. Maybe you're traveling, maybe it's late at night, maybe it's a product they don't like. The transaction just gets declined. Governments would love a fully digital system because it's easier to track, easier to tax, and harder to hide. Economists would say it also makes black market activity more difficult, since every transaction leaves a footprint. But that same footprint makes people nervous, because once money is fully digital, it's not just about tracking. Systems could push people to spend faster during a downturn, limit certain purchases, or restrict how money is used. It's no longer just your cash in your pocket. It's money inside a system with rules. By month four, America would probably split into two moods at once. One group would say, this is progress. Less tax cheating, less robbery, more efficiency, better records, faster payments. The other group would say, this is a nightmare. Too much surveillance, too much dependence, too much control sitting in too few hands. Meanwhile, the practical economy keeps adjusting. Businesses that survived the first shock would adapt their system. More people would get bank accounts. Payment apps would spread deeper. Churches would pass tablets instead of baskets. Yard sales would look like tiny tech conferences. By the end of year one, America would mostly still function. The country would not instantly collapse just because cash vanished. Most of the system is already digital. Paychecks, mortgages, subscriptions, taxes, online shopping, all of that already runs through screens and servers. So the realistic outcome is not Mad Max with debit cards. It is something quieter. It is a deeper dependency. The country would become more efficient in some ways and more fragile in others. Less messy, less anonymous, less flexible. By year two, the economy would probably stabilize. Most people would adapt, but the deeper change would still be there under the surface. Money is no longer something you can hold outside the system. It's something you access through it, and that only feels normal until the system tells you no.